All right, so it's been quite a while since we've recorded. We're kind of changing our where we're recording from. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll change it up, see what happens. Hopefully, everyone likes it.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
You started. Let's where to even begin? There's
We should do some high score kudos. I think.
to start. All right.
Yeah, that's the format of the old way. Yeah, we used to start with scores all the time.
We've had a lot of players in from out of town, and
Yeah.
they've been putting up some great scores, and always the regulars, of course, Jamie Tibbetts and Matt Walters and Fred Hartz. Is this better? Lynn Pilot saying they can't hear me.
Don't yell. BitConnect. I'll just say it softly. So yeah, there's just been really a lot of good scores lately. So I wanted to start with Chris Plackey. Like he's kind of been on fire lately, but his I really want to call out his performance on Timber that he did. It was Sunday the 8th, I want to say. He put up 4,127,000 points. Doc sounds low. I'll turn him up a little bit. Saying your mic is off.
Check. Test.
Let me see this. Check.
Any better? Check. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check.
I think your gain was too high.
My gain was too high.
All right, try now, Doc.
Test. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're not getting it at all.
Check.
Bad mic cable.
Says it's coming in clear.
All right, Doc's coming in clear.
That's good. Sounds okay.
All right, I'm coming in clear. Doc's clear. Okay, hopefully we're good. All right. So back to scoring. So Chris, I lately he's really been on fire. Particularly his Timber score that he did on Sunday, 4,127,000 points. Just wanted to give him a big kudos for that. So I think he's considering going for that world record, which is a little more than 9 million points. And it would be awesome to see. I don't want to say, "Oh, Chris, you can do it," and it's gonna happen, no problem. But just playing that long can't be easy. I've never done anything. So yeah, I've never played. The longest I've ever played is like maybe 3 hours in one game.
Yeah.
But I know that would take a good at least 12 hours to do, maybe more. So if Chris decides to go for it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, especially on a prestigious game like Timber.
Yeah.
Again, classics. Chris has always been great in pretty much everything he plays, but not necessarily like classics being his wheelhouse. So hopefully he goes for it.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see. We would stream that if he does decide to go for it. I would hope.
Yeah, that would be a huge thing if he does decide to go for it. So hopefully he will. Great to see some of these long plays coming in, like Lumbo doing Matt Mania.
That was insane. Like that's still, I think, one of the best scores we've ever had here. But yeah, also a shout out to I want to give another shout out to Andrew, who hasn't really backed down at all since getting Gamer of the Year, which is well deserved, and he's just been on fire. Also, his latest house highs were Lazarian, which Walters took right back later that day. He also did Simpsons. He got the world record on that.
That's awesome.
What else did he get? He's had so many good ones. I'm going to click on him. I'm on Arcade right now.
Shout outs to Ted. Shout outs to Todd, who's joining us. He's in from out of town.
Yep.
And, always catches us for Monday Mystery and made it out this week. So he's not at the arcade because
He's want to watch the podcast.
wanting to check out the podcast.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
So the other score of Andrew's that's really, really good is Anteater, and he's been upping this. So the world record's 224K, 100,000. And he's crossed the 200K barrier. He did 208, I want to say Monday. So it'd be really interesting if he could push that just a little more. He said it gets super hectic, though, and he's got to stockpile his lives and for the later levels. So, yeah, that's another one that, if that happens, that would be awesome. He said he may try to go back to get Renegade as well, but yeah, he's just continued his tear through the scoring after getting Gamer of the Year. So shout outs to Andrew.
Yeah, I was watching him play Anteater a little bit, and we have side art for that Anteater cabinet that I still have to put on.
What's on it now? Just the Stern logo?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So we have some artwork got scanned at some point, so
Okay.
I know we have it, so I'm anxious to get it on there. So just need more time.
Cool. A few more score shout-outs, then we'll move on. Stephen Lucas was in from out of town over the weekend. He came in Sunday and Monday. He did quite a few scores. Calorie Kun versus Mulgarian, recent Monday mystery game, did 120,000. Congrats on that. He also set a new record on Pig Out, Dine Like a Swine, 100,000. So he did get Super Burger Time, but Jamie did reclaim that later that night. So that was a quick reclaim by Jamie on that one. And also Monday we had Mike Statler set a new Final Blow record, 1,161,000. And Jeff Lucas set a new Golly Ghost record, once he's seen the game, 417 for his final score.
That's impressive. Golly Ghost was debuted at our T20
Last year.
last year.
Oh, yeah, not this year. I was going to say. Okay.
And that game has caught the attention of so many people. I know when we were looking for one, nobody had really ever heard of it. And now to see so many other arcades and venues trying to track it down, it's really awesome.
Doc's mic, they're still not saying you're working. Let's just do this. Let's put this mic in the middle of us,
All right.
and we'll just both talk into the same mic.
That works. Check.
Maybe probably a bad cable. All right.
All right.
So we're both talking into the one mic now.
Is that better?
We both good? So there's Todd in the Twitch chat. Lady and the Tramp. How could Doc still sound low? We're on the same mic. Am I just talking that much louder? I don't think so. All right.
Who knows?
All right. Who knows? We're going to have to move on. So yeah, basically, a lot of good scores, a lot of great players. Like, it's getting harder and harder just to get on the cards now. So I think we were discussing making the cards top 5 scores at the arcade.
Yes.
So I think that'll get more participation, but I just wanted to say that everyone's just leveling up, and it's awesome to see. It's getting really hard to get on the cards and set a score here.
I think that's true to some extent. At the same time, I think there's, with a new game coming out every week, I think a lot of the scores are still
Some games are overlooked.
Yeah, I think they kind of their players are already working on games, and then they get a new game that they want, and then the next couple of weeks games just kind of fly by. So I think there's definitely a lot of room on a lot of games.
Yeah.
But again, the players are good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, and you had made the suggestion of increasing the scorecards to showcase the top 5. I think that's a great idea. I think it will be more inclusive and get more people to put in scores, and it'll be interesting to see more and more players come on board. And we've been getting so many more monthly and yearly members, and I think everything is going to really start kicking into high gear. We've been working a lot on, again, we've been talking about it for the longest time, but the relaunch of Arcade, that is coming very, very soon. A lot of new features. Jeremiah, Tom, Zach, you, me, everybody's been putting in time. So hopefully everybody really enjoys it. And
any news you can share? Any of the new stuff that It's all under wraps or not?
We have. There'll be. I can't really go into the features yet. I know a lot of people have been asking us nonstop about when we're going to be adding scoring over at Galloping Ghost Pinball.
Mm-hmm.
And we are adding new stuff for pinball specifically to Arcade, which has kind of set it back just a little bit, but it will be soon.
Like more specifics, you mean? Like the tilt's got to be at this sensitivity, that type of thing?
Absolutely. Like with pinball, the machines are so different from one another's, but we want to at least have a way to standardize it so it makes more sense to do venue versus venue scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as we have so many locations that are close to us, like Prince Arcades and Pixel Blast and Underground Retrocade, we can kind of do some test stuff with them to kind of get it all vetted out and out there, and before we put it out to everybody.
Okay.
So it's coming. It's coming.
All right. Cool. So yeah, that about wraps up scoring. And you're totally right about something comes along and pulls people's focus away. Like I've been trying to do Guerrilla War for a while, and I'm kind of back on that, but Prehistoric Isle came to the floor, and I'm like, I really want to play that now. It just happens all the time. There's always some new stuff that I really want to play.
Well, we had such a run of games that me personally, I was so excited to get out there.
Oh yeah,
and
like within the span of like 2 months, you did like Dragon Gun, Major Havoc, and there was like a third one.
Contra Evolution,
yeah.
Tricycle Sun, and I was so into that Ultra X Weapons, and there's. After T20, we kind of went on a little bit of a tear of putting out games from T20 because I know the players were anxious for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so many of those games, we worked really hard to get them ready for T20, and part of the reason we went with those was, man, those are some really good games.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dragon Gun was such a huge process to get that together and out on the floor. Contra Evolution, same thing. So it's just so great to share the games with everybody. But again, when it comes to scoring, there's 731 games over there to play now. So
that's a lot. It's insane, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's wherever has there been 731 different unique arcade games?
Maybe never. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know. The sanctioned tourneys, yeah, that'd be good. We got some comments in the Twitch chat about getting tourneys going here. Is there anything you can say about those Sunday ones? Or no, is that not us?
No, the Flip Frenzies? Yeah. They're not necessarily like our tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We help host them, and Ken Walker has been very instrumental in getting them set up and running.
So he runs the bracket and all that, or
yeah.
Okay.
It's we've had cash prizes for. No, we had day pass prizes for those.
Cool.
They've all been going over really well, but it has not, because we don't have our scoring in place yet. We haven't really had our first official tournament, but anxious for it because.
Will it be a P10? There's T20.
A P10?
P10, 10 pinball game tournament.
We could do something like that. That would be all right.
Cool. Famicom in the Twitch chat saying a huge fan of Darius series. I am too. I very much love the Darius games.
Me too. It was quite the effort that went into getting all 5 Darius games here on the arcade floor, and we've had so many games coming on the floor, and we're so tight for space. We have to do even since the last expansion in November, we've been talking about this rearrange that'll be happening. And it hasn't since November. But it is still coming soon.
Cool.
As the next expansion isn't too far off.
You want to do that next? Oh, I got a quick question on Facebook.
Sure.
Jeremy Shepard asked, any luck getting X-Men up. You'll be happy to know our 6-player X-Men is up, running with sound currently.
Yes, that was. We had a few issues with that. The power supply had an issue, and then that was easy to fix. But then the sound was always a big issue, and we found a replacement chip for it and installed that, and now it is 100%.
Yeah.
So it was again, some of those components take so long to track down once they go bad, and there's always so many things we're looking for, and so many. The problem is there's just not a lot of places to source a lot of these replacement parts from.
Yeah, I see when you order something, you order like a bunch of them.
I try to.
Yeah.
I try to. Like we had just picked up those cushion pads for arm champs.
Mm-hmm.
And
the elbow pad, yeah.
The elbow pad.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. It's like they made however many they made back in the day, and they disappear, and you never know when you're going to find this stuff. They've had one of the big things now. Like I said, there's so many things. Like those sound chips fail often on Konami games. We've had many fail in various games over the years and always been able to replace them. And we will. We'll run a game without sound. But we are always looking, and we want them to be as good as possible. But it takes time.
Yeah.
Stuff like Brave Firefighters. Like there's those hoses. There's these couplers that they're steel.
Yeah.
And just from people playing with them, they get bent and broken, and
They snap off, yeah.
yeah. So we actually went as far as, even with we had a spare set of hoses
Yeah.
that we replaced them with.
Yeah, the hoses on there are brand new right now. They look awesome.
Yeah. The new couplers broke in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
So we've had new couplers machined, and we should be getting those the next day. It's another game that people love playing it. It's a very fun game, but it has its ups and downs. So it'll be nice to have that back up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it, that was our 612th game, which it being 9/11 today.
Yeah.
It came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago today.
2 years ago on the 9/11 anniversary, where we had a big the firefighters event.
Right.
So that was it's a great game, and it'd be nice to have that back up and running.
Yep.
So
So you brought up the expansion. Do you want to get into that? Because we have a question on Facebook from Matthew Hitchcock about how long the Monday Mystery Series can keep going. That'll kind of lead us into that talk. What can you say? And I'm sure people want to know.
So Matthew Hitchcock asks, how long can you keep the Monday Mystery Series going? How many more games do you have in storage? I can't stand the thought of the day that you guys run out of games. That's running out of games. Probably not going to be the issue. The issue will more likely be running out of space. When we had done the last expansion in November, we were to the point where we were pulling games off the floor.
Yeah, every Monday I remember Sam would pull one out while he brought one on, just because there was no way to do Monday Mystery without doing that.
Yeah.
It was that tight.
And the expansion went so long. We had wanted it to be out there like a year before. So we were very rigid in how we were releasing games. Like previous years, we'd put out 3 games a week, or we did a Monday Mystery where we put 10 games out, and we love doing that stuff, especially at expansions. I think we put out how many new games for
It was a ton. There was a ton of new games.
Was it like 40 or 20?
There was like 27.
27.
Yeah.
27 new games.
Yeah.
That's it. 27 at the last expansion. Yeah. But the fact that we already had so many games pulled off the floor ate up the space so quickly. And we tried to space things out, and it's just so problematic. Like, you've got things that arcades are the size of a refrigerator, and to have so many in a single space, it's problematic. But Monday Mystery, we've got right now, I think, about 225 games in storage.
So is that counting boards and cabinets, or is that just games
That's
in general?
that's boards and cabinets.
Okay.
Like some we only have the board for,
Okay.
but usually not really the big problem because like Too Crude, we've had that board sitting in storage for probably 3 years.
So you're just torturing that guy then on Facebook?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
it's one of those we can only put up
Yeah.
one game a week.
I know.
And even when people are asking, and like we look at Major Havoc, like people were asking for it,
They were frothing for that one. Yeah.
They were going crazy for it, and we didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And once we got it, it went right up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult thing how we choose the Monday Mystery. There's so many different. Like right now, we almost can't put up anything big. Because we've got some big motion cabinets that I would love to put on the floor, but can't.
Mm-hmm.
There's some games that we want very specific cabinets for. There's some games.
You won't settle. There's titles where you're like, I won't settle for anything but getting the original cabinet until I put this board out.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
I've seen that.
And eventually they'll all go up. The kind of the new goal is like we're at 731 games, and I think if we had the entire complex with we've got the Chinese restaurant is currently that's there, and then back behind the second and third buildings is another business. I think if we have those, I think we can get to 1,000 machines. And it's funny, when we did the last expansion in November, we had separated, we had 22 cabinets that the 2-in-1s were all being separated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
And we brought all those machines over, and we did a few cabinet upgrades. I know we had like Power Drift. We have the full-size sit-down Power Drift.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we started filling up the space, it's like, oh, we can't even do this yet. And I'm like, this is a huge addition to the arcade. I think that held about 90 machines.
Yeah.
But we wanted to be 90 new cabinets and not cabinets splitting up. So we pulled all those split cabinets back up off the floor, and they have to wait a little while longer. So there's a lot of improvements that we still will be doing, and it's just all time and space. But Monday Mystery, it's so fun to do it every week.
It's one of the best parts of my week, honestly. Except for the stress of getting the stream to hold up and everything working and the feed not going out. But besides that stress, it's probably the best part of my week.
I think it's, reading the comments, it seems like it's such a important part to a lot of people, and that means so much to all of us that are doing the show, and it keeps growing, and viewership is up, and we really appreciate everybody spreading the word on it and telling their friends to catch it out on Monday and chime in, say hello on the stream chat, whether you're watching on Twitch or Facebook, and but yeah, we're gonna keep going with it, no end in sight. And I'm the big news that we've kind of been alluding to.
You kind of did a teaser on the Monday Mystery game.
Yeah, I'm so hesitant to let it be known, but Canton has actually closed their doors after 14 years of serving the Brookfield community, and we're sad to see them leave because so many people went and enjoyed Canton Chinese food after playing at the arcade, and they're always such a they were great neighbors and good people, and we wish them the best. But with them moving out, that frees up that whole building for us, which we can say that it's ours. So the next expansion will be going to the east into Canton.
We went as far west as we could.
We are at the end going west.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty big news, I think.
Yeah, it's a deceptively. It's not as big as the last expansion, and there's going to be a lot of renovation needed on it. Just there's a lot of
Well, the equipment and everything there.
A lot of equipment.
Yeah.
There's no AC in there.
Ooh.
But as there has to be some sort of AC unit going on there, that now changed our heating issue with the shmups area. Because there's apartments over Canton, instead of putting an AC unit on top of Canton, it'll probably go over the shmups room and just be vented into the Canton area.
Oh, okay.
So everything will be cooled.
That's great.
And excited for that. That's been one of those.
Super excited about that.
Yeah, that's been one of the biggest requests, and something that we've been looking forward to doing for a long time. And with this expansion, this will be a very interesting one. Again, there's going to be a lot of build out, so don't expect this in 2 weeks, 5 weeks, a month. But it is underway.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple months.
Yes.
Is that all you can say? Or?
It'll at least be several months.
Okay.
And everything we do, we normally we kind of move at our own pace. Mm-hmm. But it's coming.
Yep.
So
Dr. Sage saying Shmups AC.
It is Thunder Force AC.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a game. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very toasty. In the winter, it's if you're cold, just go in there. But in the summer, you can't really escape it.
Yeah, we've been slowly going back and trying to fix and fine tune a lot of things. It's always a work in progress. We finally got those windows covered in the new expansion, which I think is a great help.
It's much appreciated. Like when I was playing Superman, shooting for that record, it was like in like the early afternoon I couldn't see the screen.
Right.
And now Sam's got a really good solution.
Yeah. Huge thanks to Sam for covering those. That was a time-consuming project. Then the lighting in general, I've had so many people compliment the lighting in the arcade, but the glare on the screens has always been problematic. Mm-hmm. So even that, we're working on shifting things, and we want to eventually move the lights. We've created some, like the new expansion, we leave some of the lights off.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. Like it's totally, it changes, it's a little bit different feel, but I like the way it looks, so you can see the screens a bit better.
Yeah. And like I say, I've always appreciated having it well lit. But we'll see. We'll see as things change and evolve. It's all about evolving and making it work. And the number one priority is to make, with the new expansion, we want to, especially the spacing on some of the cabinets. It's always going to be tight, but there's some that are just. Yeah, that's too tight. Yeah. So.
Yep. No, I noticed that. I'm kind of big, so I appreciate the space, and I appreciate the thought that goes into it. So.
Well, and especially right now, a lot of it is so situational, where it's like, well, this is the only place this cabinet can go. Yeah. So, it will continue to get bigger and better, and we appreciate all the patience and. Yeah. So. New expansion. Good news. Yes. Big news. Yes. Stay tuned. As soon as we get closer to it, we don't even have a key for it yet, so we can't even start estimating how many machines will fit. Right. We don't know what type of construction we're going to have to do and what type of renovation. But I'm excited for it, and it's with looking at what games are in the vaults. There are. The list again, it's just so astonishing, and it's making it difficult every Monday. Yeah. There's a lot of good choices, and there's stuff that I know this is someone's favorite. It seemed like a good week for Too Crude.
Yeah.
Like wanting to take a break from T20 and
I think everyone was expecting a T20 game, so that was kind of the curveball.
yeah,
It was good.
we always like doing what people don't expect.
Yep.
So
Cool. So, anything you want to move on from the expansion? Talk about events.
one thing first. Underground Retrocade asking, does this mean that the arcade hostel is going to happen with the apartments above the expansion area?
Oh.
Currently, no. There are 2 tenants still above Cantons. So we have not acquired the apartments yet, but that is still the goal. Back when we had done we did a fundraiser and a Kickstarter.
Oh, right. That was 3-4 years ago.
Well,
More than that?
Had to be more than that.
Okay.
That had to be probably 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
The goal was to acquire those in the apartments above Canton, turn it into the Galloping Ghost Hostel, where if players are coming in from out of town or
They stay up there. Or...
they just crash up there.
Cool.
So
Nice.
one day.
That'd be cool. We had all these out of state, out of country visitors. We can give them a place right here.
Yeah. I was driving home the other day and do you remember we used to run a shuttle from the city?
I remember that you mentioned this to me. I don't remember doing it. Oh, you know what? Did Jerry have a van that he did that in?
No, we had rented a bus.
Oh, he rented a bus? Okay.
We rented this bus thing and went and picked people up from the city.
I don't know. That doesn't sound... You said something about it, but I don't think I was here when that happened.
It was pretty early on.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we should
Buy a school bus, paint it black. Put a ghost logo on the side.
Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe. Something to think about. I wonder if people would utilize it if we
If it was there, yeah.
made a trek out to the city once a week, maybe Saturday night, pick people up at 6 o'clock and bring them back at 2.
Mm-hmm. The ghost bus.
Ghost bus would be legendary.
The haunted bus.
Would be all right. That would be all right.
Yeah, like currently right now, there's a couple ways to get out here. Like there's a metro that comes pretty close to the arcade, and then there's the downtown LaGrange stop, and there's also the one right across the behind where the old Tony's used to be. So.
Just reading some of the comments.
Yeah. So I see Chris Plackey, the Gotti Wall of Fame. That'd be a cool idea. Have like a picture of the Gottis up.
We have their
plaques.
Their plaques displayed. We should have those much more prominently displayed.
Yeah.
Originally, when there weren't games there, it was a good spot.
Yeah.
But I'm hard pressed to remember when there weren't games there.
It's been years. But it would be cool, have their plaque, have them doing like a cool pose, like, take a picture and have it beneath their plaque. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wall of Fame.
It's one of those where so much to do.
Mm-hmm.
So much to do. Maybe eventually.
Cool.
But we do want to definitely better recognize our Gamers of the Year that work so hard to achieve that title.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an honor to be one. So.
It's getting harder and harder.
Absolutely. So you want to change gears and go for talk about the swap meet?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to? When is it?
The swap meet is a week from Saturday, the 28th. Is that right? Yeah. This Saturday is the 14th, and 1 week from 2 weeks from Saturday.
2 weeks.
Oh, I was wrong. Okay. So, yeah, our swap meets are a lot of our local vendors come in. I would say most of them are kind of focused on the console end of stuff. There are a couple vendors that have arcade stuff though, and this swap meet's going to be extra special because of all the boards you have getting ready. So I posted a picture of the boards on my Twitter. Because I just put it out there, and people are already asking, oh, do you have this board? Do you have this board? Do you have this board? I'm like, no, there's no list yet. So, but I think this is going to be a great swap meet. I still have, I think, 2 or 3 tables left. I just added another 1 or 2 today. by putting up the call on Twitter yesterday. So hit me up. I still got a couple left if you want a table.
It will be a good one. I know we've never had, while we're hosting the swap meet, we've never had this kind of presence here. We've got enough time and we've started early enough. Like normally we're bringing boards down the morning of, and we get a few handfuls, and for whatever reason it is like what's there is what's there. We are reorganizing and wrapping and doing a lot of board testing, and we are going to have every spare board that we have.
Cool.
Majority of them.
Okay, let me ask this. Are you going to be selling any cabinets?
We will have cabinets as well.
Because a board does no good if you don't have a cabinet or a super gun.
That is true. That is true.
There will be a vendor there that is going to be selling super guns if you're in need of one of those. Windy Gaming has confirmed he's showing up with a super gun, so
it's awesome.
But yeah, if you're new to arcade collecting, I mean, after the Jam era, any of those games you can plug right into a super gun device or a Jam cabinet, and it doesn't matter which one. They're basically interchangeable, like big cartridges.
Yeah.
As long as you're wired up for as many buttons as you need.
And if you're unfamiliar, like if you have a cabinet and aren't familiar with how to swap games, we'll show you how to do all that and everything as well. But yeah, I'm expecting it to be an excellent swap meet.
Yeah, well, hopefully everyone comes out. Like last time, it was a little slow. Like I think people just stopped coming out after a while. Like, I don't know, it was weird. Like it was a big rush from the beginning, and like it just kind of died off. And usually we get that second rush, and that never happens. So a lot of vendors took off early. So, but yeah, hopefully this time, tell everyone you can. If you could share our Facebook post and event about it, we'd appreciate it. Twitter, all that good stuff.
If you're a serious arcade person, come out to this one because the boards, like, we're gonna have everything. Like, people are asking what boards. Well, we're gonna have a
spare dragon gun.
I don't have a spare dragon gun.
Okay.
But rumors of a spare Contra Evolution exist.
Nice.
Rumors of a spare Godzilla. Rumors of a spare Nemesis. Rumors of Punisher.
Yeah.
We
get a Chris Larson in Facebook saying, remember, people trade at the swap meets. So if you're bring stuff with you, definitely. People bring CPS2 boards. They bring console games. Some people are willing to trade. Some people, do want to deal in cash. Ghost coins, both work.
Bring your ghost coins.
But definitely bring stuff you want to trade because somebody's probably going to want it that's there if you stick around long enough. So definitely bring that stuff.
Yeah. So excited for this one. Saturday, 28th. Starting at 11 a.m. till 6 p.m.
11 to 6 is the public hours. The vendors are going to show up about 10, but yeah, it'll be open at 11.
Cool.
So we hope to see you all there.
Yeah, it'll be definitely arcade parts galore, cabinets galore. We've got cabinet-wise, we're going to be having some, we'll have Spectrophiles cabinets for sale.
Oh, nice.
We'll have, I've got a spare food fight cabinet that I've been kind of thinking about parting ways with.
Original joystick?
Original everything.
People say that joystick is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gimbal stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is a very, very nice food fight. So come prepared.
Bring ghost coins, show up, bring stuff to trade, and we'll see you then.
Yeah. Be awesome.
We have a question in Twitch. Anything you can do? Anything doing Kombat Kon this year? Anything you can say on that?
Kombat Kon is.
Will it be Shang Tsung's Fight Night or Kombat Kon? Can you tell us that much?
I can't even say that yet. I've been talking with a few of the MK guys have contacted us asking like, are we doing it? What's going on with it? How soon? They're excited for it. It's just some of those logistics that we have to hammer out. We'll see. Stay tuned for more on it.
Okay.
We've been planning something, but I just can't say yet.
You can't promise something then it doesn't come through.
Yeah,
I understand that part of it.
It was with the last Chang Soon's fight night. It was kind of an interesting turning point, and we'll see. We'll see. It's the more people ask for it, it's hard not to get very amped up from seeing the people.
Yeah, people are hyped for this kind of thing. Like, people come in, they see the statues, they see all the signatures on the wall. They're like, that would be cool to meet these guys. So,
well, and scheduling is always the biggest problem with that event. Especially now, the actors are traveling everywhere, all over the world, getting invited.
Yeah,
places nonstop. Like Daniel Pesina's.
He's constantly in South America. I'm seeing.
Yeah, he's rarely in the country at this point, but we're working on things. So we will, once we have it locked down, we will not be quiet about it.
Okay. Cool.
So.
So there's a. Is there any other events that we can mention or talk about yet? Do you have a Dark Presence Day set up?
We will probably be doing one more Dark Presence Day before
the grand launch.
Before the grand launch.
Okay.
The game is getting extremely close. We've been watching Waffles and McCuddy have some wild matches, and of course Jeremiah's still the best, the best player out there. I cannot wait for everybody to be able to put time into it and learn their characters and
tournaments.
I can't wait for the first official Dark Presence tournament. The characters are it's so interesting watching the pro players play the game and talk about it and go back and forth on, oh, this character's broken, and our main focus was always balance for the game, and I think Jeremiah has done such a phenomenal job of balancing, and there's still adjustments and stuff, but it is balanced to the pro level. Like, everybody is viable. There's no broken character more than any other. And,
so I'm not going to have Cyrex?
Well, part of that was, like, you have such good execution.
It's only a part of it, though.
Right, but I think you'd be an excellent Dark Presence player.
Maybe. We'll see. Chris Plackey asking in Facebook, will there be a Team GGA in the fighting game community? Ever again?
Ever again?
At some point.
It's hard to say. Team GGA, we were so hopeful that we could get it rolling again with MK11 coming out, and the fact Ghost Battle Series is running is it gets it close to where we could have a team, but we'll have to see. Like, everything just lined up so perfectly.
Yeah, it was like lightning in a bottle. It was.
Yeah.
It was literally it couldn't have happened better. The way we had it for MK9.
It was the game, the players, the atmosphere, everything just worked out that Team GGA. And while it's kind of like the double-edged sword. Like, this great thing was created, and NetherRealm ended up seeing that and seeing the caliber of players and the skill level. And
since they're local,
they brought so many of our players on staff to NRS to work on MK and Injustice.
Injustice 2, yeah.
It kind of fractured what the team was in a sense. So it's
I'm not. I have no MK11. I have no knowledge of, so I don't know what our local scene is like. I don't know like how well our players do like in regional events, but. If the players are like, we used to have players come from out of state to GBS here, that was kind of cool when we had that happening. And if that's, if it's going to get big again, then I could see maybe being interested in doing a team at that point.
Yeah, it's always possible. Like if Dark Presence is what causes it, like the problem with that is our people, like our guys, either can't compete as they've designed the game. Maybe they can. Some of those players are so good that might not even be an advantage.
Yeah, after a while, I think after a while it becomes not an issue. Like the players, the way I've seen it is players that play together end up leveling out, and then there's like one player that kind of stands out, and it's usually one winning the locals, but everyone kind of raises to the same level eventually if you give them long enough.
Yeah.
So, we got Tim Foley on Facebook. But yeah, so I don't know if you're interested in playing Mortal Kombat 11 and there being a team, then I guess the only thing you can really do is just support Ghost Battle Series and come out and do well there, do well, regional events, and then I guess Doc will take it from there.
We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. I know, like, Shady's been doing really well in tournaments, and it's always fun to watch everybody compete here, but we'll see.
Cool.
Always a huge supporter of the Chicago fighting game community, so just everything has to line up again.
Something I do want to get, and I kind of started talking to you about this, is doing like tournaments on the floor a little bit more.
Yes.
So we're hopefully going to be doing a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike tournament in a couple weeks, so look for that announcement soon.
Yes, definitely.
So if we can, we'll have a direct feed set up, Third Strike tournament.
We will definitely have direct feed on that. We've all been. I managed to get a game on Third Strike today, and there was a couple weeks ago where everybody was playing it. We were getting some really good matches, and on Friday and Saturday, a lot of people playing it. So come out to the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike tournament.
Yep, announcement coming soon. I think we're looking at the 21st currently, or the 20th. Not
the 20th?
Something like that. I don't know. Well, look for the announcement. I don't have the date in front of me. The
Coming
MK11 tournaments are Thursday nights at our productions office. We got Mike Arenas asking on Facebook. But yeah, the MK11 tournaments are every Thursday night. The office opens at 7 p.m. for casuals and 8 p.m. for the tournament. It's PS4, bring your own controller.
Nice. Aside from that, the events... Well, that's almost enough events, isn't it? We've got Swamp Meet, we've got Street Fighter Tournament, we've got Expansion, we've got Dark Presence release.
Is there anything you can say about Pinball Expo?
We are working things out for being at Pinball Expo. I'm sure we'll be there to some capacity.
Will the tournament be returning? I think D. Alex is interested in defending that belt.
I hope so. That was a very fun tournament. So cool to have the Galloping Ghost Pinball Expo belt out there. And we'll see. It would be... if the interest is there, we definitely want to do it, and I know the interest is there. So,
we got a question from Tim. Any thoughts on a developers day for pinball?
Pinball Developers Day.
A lot of them are local still, right?
Oh, for sure. You've got Stern is here, and Williams and Chicago Gaming, and pinball has been. It's been a difficult thing for us, just with as many things going on right now. We will be doing. I want to be getting a tournament going. I would love to be doing a Pinball Developers Day. I've been talking about doing a Williams Valley Midway Developers Day for the longest time. We were out picking up cabinets and stuff a week ago, and got to catch up with Mark Lafredo, who worked on Narc and Cruisin' USA.
Wait, was that the guy that was Mr. Big?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mark is unbelievably cool dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was in a rush. I wanted to catch up with him a little bit more than he didn't have time that day, but we saw him at the Strong's Museum event as well, which was great catching up with him then. But all those guys have so many stories, and that's the greatest thing about the developers' days is just hearing them talk and getting that inside information on.
They're all so happy to do it too. They're like, I'll tell you whatever you want. I'll do photo ops, sign everything. They're they're super cool about it, which is great.
It's great, guys like Paul Niemeyer, who just kind of came into. Paul worked on. He did the cabinet art for Mortal Kombat and Satan's Hollow.
You mean Dragon Attack, or what was it called? Dragon, what was it?
Which game?
Mortal Kombat 1. What was it called before?
Oh, Dragon Attack.
Dragon Attack, yeah.
It's
that was cool that he had that art. That was amazing. Yeah.
But it's things like that. Like as I was saying, we were talking with Mark Lafredo. We went on to see Jeff Nauman, who worked on Rampage and Sarge and Xenophobe and all these crazy games alongside Brian Colin for some of them. And he was showing us, he donated us this, the prototype marquee for Kick, which is called Bigfoot.
That's right. That was amazing.
But there's so many little things like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, and Tim Foley's stating that there's so many game developers that worked on pins as well, like Ed Boon and George Gomez, Larry DeMar. So a lot of that would have crossover. I'm sure if we had a Williams Bally Midway event, all the people that worked on pins would be there anyway.
Yeah, it'd be good to have everyone because it's gonna have overlap anyway. Yeah, that'd be amazing. What else do you want to cover in this episode, or do we have anything else you want to cover?
I think we should probably open it. If you've got questions, make sure you just throw it in the stream chat. We're happy to answer them as we're going along.
I see Joel in the Facebook chat. See you at the swap meet.
So
We can wait a second for the.
yeah, we'll let some questions come in.
Let's do this while we're playing, or while we're waiting. I was going to ask, what are you playing?
I was going to ask you, what are you playing?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go first then.
All right.
Currently, I'm still playing Guerrilla War because that is turning out to be a pretty hard game to clear. The controls are working perfect now. They're tuned and it's good and I have no excuses. I just need to keep grinding on it. I'm getting. The farthest I've gotten was the level 4 boss. There's 5 levels to the game. The 5th level's kind of short. So I'm hoping to eventually beat Martin Bedard's top record on that. So
Nice.
that's the goal.
Cool.
Besides that, I've started playing King of Monsters 2 again. I want to try to reclaim the record on that. I did 130K last night. The record's 150.
Who has it?
Stephen Lucas. So
Nice.
we'll see if I can get that back.
I'm sure you will. It's only a matter of time.
I hope. It's a hard game.
It is. It is. Fun one, though. I've been playing a little bit of Timber. I've been on Robotron a lot lately.
I saw you on that earlier today.
Yeah. And Third Strike. Still playing Ultrax Weapons. I'm trying to get back on Contra Evolution and Dragon Gun, but it's been excessively busy. So,
well, you've been busy, yeah.
Yeah. But it's jumping around a bit more than usual, playing stuff. So
there's a question from Chris asking about Ghost Coins coming back. I mean, Ghost Coins are here. You mean getting them for winning the Monday Mystery Game coming back? Is that what you're asking about, Chris? So we kind of stopped doing that. We used to give a Ghost Coin out.
Yes.
Should we do like a top prize, like you get the 10x belt and you get some Ghost Coins with it, or
maybe we could do if X number of people compete in Monday Mystery.
That kind of ups the ante, get more people to play. So if there's only 2 people playing for the score, you basically only beat one person. It's not as impressive as beating 5 people.
Right, or 10 people there.
Right.
So hopefully, I'd love to see. especially on Arcade, to see more people participating on Monday Mystery and in Arcade Wars. Like that would that's
That'd be awesome.
our tournament against the One Up Arcade out in Brisbane,
Yep.
which hopefully, I know we've had a couple of other arcades interested in.
Yes, we're under discussions right now. We're gonna possibly add other venues, really spice things up and get a bunch more people competing from around the world. So it's really cool right now, though. Like I think it's pretty awesome that players are all playing the same game and they're kind of strategizing and I don't know, working as a team. It's kind of cool to see.
It's awesome. It's interesting to see so much information coming about new arcades opening up and old arcades expanding and growing. And I believe I just read Hyperspace out in Colorado was staying open where they were.
Oh, cool.
It's
That's what am I thinking of? Oh, is that you said in Colorado?
yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else then.
They've got. I'm pretty sure that. I'm pretty sure I read that announcement today, and hopefully I'm not giving any misinformation. But Underground Retrocade pointing out that there's a new place in Nashville. I did see that. Did you see that? It's
No.
a giant complex of.
No.
But they've got other things besides arcades going in. But they're supposed to have 300 machines.
Nice.
So that's a top 5 largest arcades opening up just like that. So that's awesome.
So while Scott's here, he reminded me, if you're in the area, don't forget this weekend is the 7th anniversary for Underground Retrocade.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to make it out there Friday night if I can, after I'm done here. So it's Friday the 13th, and that's kind of a special day. So but it's Friday and Saturday. It's the Underground Retrocade 7th anniversary. So congrats to Retrocade for your 7 years.
Absolutely. Huge congrats to everybody, to Scott over at Underground Retrocade for all that he's done and improving the community by running such a stellar arcade and providing everybody with a great place to play and making so many people happy with the games that he puts out there. So it's and you think about it, 7 years is longer than so many other arcades lasted back in the day.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like for an arcade in 2019 to be around for that long is just, it's so cool. It's so cool to see. And it's funny, we're starting to see less and less of arcades are dead, and you start seeing, well, here's this giant place in Nashville opening up, and places like Namco doing stuff like Pac-Man Entertainment Level 257. So it's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah. Like I know they're historically that arcades would open and close as much as like yearly in some places. Like you'd see them, they just drive each other out of business because it was very cutthroat. So.
It's changed quite a bit,
Yeah.
and for the better, I think. Like it has finally had the evolution that it's always needed, and I think the industry, it evolved on the business mentality of how to monetize on it much better, but it didn't evolve as far as like being for the players.
No, the customer experience went really bad.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because it could have kept going all that time.
Well, and again,
it kind of did.
It did. Like the games changed, and it went from small arcades to bigger Dave & Buster locations, and
you get the round ones out there. And
yeah.
Just the focus of what they cover changed. Friday is the big day, Scott says. That's the actual anniversary. So I'm going to try to make it that night.
Cool. I'm going to try to make it out there myself. Have to look at the weekend schedule. It's been pretty hectic, though. I was in Monday Mystery has been. We'll have to see what's going on for Monday Mystery, and what I've got some ideas.
Okay.
Got some ideas for a good Monday mystery. I think everybody will. We had talked about doing a pretty unusual Monday mystery 2 weeks ago,
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait,
and
trying
it
to
did
remember what
not
you
work out.
all right. I don't remember now. I gotta think about what you said. All right. Anyway, 'cause I can't just guess here live on the stream. But any other questions before we close out?
Yeah, that's
Anything else you want to cover?
nothing jumps to mind. I would, as always, I know it's always a struggle for us to get here. We've got a lot of good topics and guests that we want to bring on the show.
Yeah. I'd like to do more player interviews, developer
Absolutely.
interviews, that type of thing.
Absolutely.
Owner interviews.
I would be great. I think, and we always say it, that we hope we are doing these more frequently. But hopefully we'll have that as a possibility. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing. I'll say we'll be doing more on a more regular basis.
Okay. I hope. Now that you said it.
I hope. I say a lot of things. We're trying though. We're trying. So, I guess unless there are any questions.
Yeah, I guess not.
I guess not. Well, we will wrap it up. Thank you, Pete Hahn, for all your help and everything that you do. And, I should say congratulations to you also for your induction into the International Video Game Hall of Fame.
Yes. That was pretty awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for, I know you're always advocating for the players here, and I know that's a huge part of it. We do have a question in Facebook. We'll get to you in a second. But yeah, it's truly that's truly an honor. And honestly, it could have been a lot of different players that could have been picked, and I'm being inducted with what's his name, the Centipede player, the world record holder, Don Hayes. Oh my God, I almost forgot his name for a second. So that induction's coming up first weekend of October. Man, there's so many players that I thought could have won it before me, and I'm just grateful that they chose me. And now I'm gonna try to get those players that may not be. See, a lot of players, they're great, but they don't have an arcade like this nearby to kind of showcase them. So I really want to get the word out about those players and hopefully get them inducted because they have the skills as well. So, but yeah, thank you for mentioning it and for putting it out there and advocating for it.
Absolutely. Couldn't think of a better player to earn such a prestigious honor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And congrats also to Brian Colin, who will be inducted as well. Who worked on, again, Rampage and so many Pigskin 621 AD and all those great games.
We're getting inducted the same weekend, right?
Yes.
I'll pull up the site for everyone so everyone can check out the site, and if you want to go, it's October 5th and 6th. I think the 4th, the Friday, might have some stuff going on also. It's ivghof.info is the site, I believe. I'll see if I can get it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see the inductees if you just scroll down a little bit. But I'll post links in the chats here in case you all are interested in showing up.
Cool.
But yeah, we had a question on Facebook, and now it scrolled off the screen. Darn it. All right.
I saw something about 30 games.
Yeah. Oh man, 112 comments.
Whoever posted the comment about the 30 games, can you repost that comment, please?
Yeah, it scrolled off the screen. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Is that true? Oh, okay. This is Chris asked this. I have a group of friends with about 30 cabs. We're thinking about opening an arcade. We're stumped about how to do joint ownership. Do you have any experience with having a partner that you can speak of?
When we opened, I had a business partner. I would say contact me privately about that. I'll be happy to answer any questions on that. There's instantly just so many questions come up, so definitely hit me up privately
On Facebook or email or
on either Facebook or email. We have a group called So You Want to Open an Arcade.
Mm-hmm.
That is open to people that are trying to open arcades, and it's an interesting group. It's been kind of quiet in there lately. So many of the people have they get the information and they go off to do the work. So
you don't see them for a while, or
yeah. And it's opening an arcade is, most people think it's going to be one way, and it's
different from what you think.
It's very different than what you think it's going to be. It really smoothed out. Again, it was me and one other guy. I own the Galloping Ghost brand. But again, the arcade, I had a business partner when I opened and bought him out early on. And it was pretty much the gear shifting that allowed us to really move quick and grow. And it can be done, but it really depends on the people, so, and what the goals are.
Okay, so yeah, Jeremy just emailed Doc. It's Ghostlord at Galloping Ghost.
Ghostlord at gallopingghost.com.
Okay.
I'm often greatly behind in my emails, but I will get to you.
Cool.
Same thing in Facebook posts. If you don't hear from me, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just there's a lot of messages.
I know you're a busy person. It happens.
Well, we all are.
Yeah.
Somebody else had asked about a baseball game
In the vaults?
in the vaults.
Yeah.
There is a baseball game in the vaults.
Is there really? I thought that was
There
against
is.
your religion.
I've never seen a baseball game in my life.
Never seen one?
No, I've never
been to an event? Have you seen it on TV?
I've never watched one on TV.
Oh, okay.
It is.
That's totally foreign to you then.
Well,
Did you play baseball as a kid?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not.
It's America's pastime.
I played arcade games.
Played Altered Beast.
I was playing Altered Beast
Yeah.
and Golden Axe and Asteroids and
Asterisk.
Asterisk. It's true. Ghostbuster Wrigley. Let's do it. No.
Whose idea was that? Oh.
But yes, there is a baseball game in the vaults. I won't say which one. So
There is hope, though, for people asking.
It might be the last game when we're clearing out the vaults. Who knows? But it'll happen eventually.
Okay.
At some point.
Good to know.
So.
For those asking.
Yeah.
It's kind of a common question. People
It is.
ask us, if we have either a baseball game or sometimes we get soccer as a request.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's
like,
requests.
not football.
Yeah. Well, we have football
Yeah.
games.
Well, football, American football. We have American football.
Blitz.
Yeah, we have Blitz.
We have Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
Pigskin.
That's true.
Pigskin 621.
We have what's that one just left of Blitz? There's a football game there too.
Is that Pigskin?
Dirty Pigskin.
From Dirty Pigskin.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
There was, the fighting football game Pigskin 621 and the fighting basketball game Arch Rivals. Rumor has it that there was a baseball one being worked on by Brian Cullen and Jeff Nauman. It never came out.
Really?
Oh, there you go. Ninja Baseball Batman.
That's not a baseball game. It's a beat 'em up. But that's a great game.
It is.
It is one of my favorites.
There's baseball bats in it.
Yeah, that's true. You can throw
Baseballs.
baseballs at enemies.
There's mitts.
Yeah. Isn't the first enemy a giant? No, a lot of the enemies, the regular enemies, are just mitts trying to punch you. It's kind of funny.
That's yeah.
So
all right. Well, I guess
we should sign off soon.
that will wrap it up. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing more podcasts more frequently. Of course, we will be back this Monday at 5 p.m. Central for the Monday Mystery Game. So tune in then for that. For Pete Hahn, former Game of the Year, Pete Hahn. Myself, Doc Mack. Thanks for joining us. Doc Mack. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and we hope to see you around the arcade soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all later.
That's it.